friends, and welcome to another video. Those of you who have been with me for a while know that I occasionally like to dress up as different characters for the intros of my videos, and for a good reason, which I just haven't thought of yet. Today, I decided I would impersonate the great Sophia Nygaard, in honor of the fact that she is no longer engaged, betrothed, or affianced, but married. Congratulations, Sophia. By the way, how do you get your hair so shiny? Because I drenched my wig in vegetable oil and it's still not as shiny as your hair. Now, if you're a little confused as to what's going on generally, I might suggest you go back and watch something I posted called I Bought an RV. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Our story begins the night before the big move. No, not Max Keeble's big move, but my big move. From Ohio to Florida. I was running around like a madman because I had spent all of my packing days making a Kylie Jenner dress and subsequently making a Kylie Jenner dress video, and then cleaning, decluttering, and giving a complete makeover to my bedroom, which I was leaving behind because I'm a walking blunder. I don't know. Then, before I knew it, it was literally hours before moving time. I was stressed and scurrying around the house when something in the basement caught my eye. This toy RV that I hadn't seen in years. It was one of my favorite toys as a child, and the thing that probably initially sparked my love of RVs, so seeing this seemed like a sign to me that I should just be grateful that I was living out my dreams and not stress about anything. So I didn't stress, and as a result, I didn't pack half of the things I should have packed. So what did it all mean? I don't know. That night, I went to sleep in the bedroom of my camper in Ohio. The next morning, I woke up to an earthquake, or rather, my six-wheeled home was quaking. Or rather, I was quaking because I woke up in Kentucky. Yeehaw. Yes, my father pulled the old taking you to a different place while you sleep thing. It reminded me of the scene in Parent Trap where the lady wakes up on her mattress in the middle of the lake. Good one, Dad. Yeah, you're quite the Lindsay Lohan and her twin, who is also Lindsay Lohan, Dad. Now, please enjoy the following tutorial.
How to put contacts in a bumpy vehicle. Now might be a good time to introduce you to our cast of characters. Firstly, my RV, named the SS Latrexa, and inside the RV, me and my dad. Now behind us was my Prius, which I named Monica Geller, and inside my Prius was Micah and Grandpa JJ. But that arrangement changed when Micah decided he wanted a taste of RV life. Is it okay if I Ken Burns on your love handle? Now to pick out an outfit, we wanted to go for something that said I raided my elementary school age niece's closet, because I did. Hello, I'm sorry, I was at your house a few months ago, I had nothing to wear, I meant to give this back to you, you will get it back, I promise. Then I took this screen recording. Now, hot tip, if you want to hit 500,000 subscribers, just do what I do. Sit, stare at your phone, and refresh it over and over for about 2 years. Then I blinked really hard and transported myself to the passenger seat of the Prius, where I filled out my New Year's questionnaire, something that I do every January where I fill out my last year's questionnaire and then write a new one for my next year's self. Now I'd like to share with you all a tutorial on how you can give yourself a glaucoma test with any Starbucks cup. There's the hole where you blow into, and then this perfectly lines up with your eye, so you blow a gust of wind into here and it comes out here. Then it was time to stop and take a roid. Not a steroid, not a hemorrhoid, but a Polaroid, because I have this wall in my RV I want to cover with Polaroids. When that was finished, we went into what can only be described as the offspring of a Walmart and a garage sale. And not to be one of those cookie cutter YouTubers, but I think I'm gonna buy everything in this store. Oh, what's better than this? Guys being dudes, looking at tools.
Carol, will you get me this nail file?
Guys being dudes. This is what you call toxic masculinity. Before I knew it, we were in Tennessee, which, contrary to popular belief, is actually not a sea full of tennis balls. Then after a much-needed coffee break, we saw a very special RV. Hibachi RV! Then we passed this cool business whose name and font made me think it was very serious, but their mascot kind of ruined it. Then we broke through the threshold of a state called Georgina, where we spent the night in a Walmart parking lot. What are you gonna do tonight, Micah?
I'm gonna hang out in Walmart all night. I'm just gonna grab a cart, go through the aisles, fill it to the brim, and then leave it.
I used the Walmart bathroom to brush my teeth and realized someone probably brought their cat into the bathroom. Cat people bring their cats everywhere. I mean, who brings a pet into a respectable retail establishment? I mean, check out this video I found on the web of this girl bringing our chicken. I'm sorry. Now, to make sense of this next clip, you must understand that one of my brother Micah's pet peeves is when people comment, "gives me life." And Mike and I both have this thing where we love to just do whatever our pet peeves are.
This battery gives me life.
Then after fixing that display, we returned to the camper, where JJ dazzled us with a truly stunning outfit. Oh wow, look at that. People are often asking me how I do my makeup, so I will share with you this one little hack. Do you ever get bored doing your makeup? Do you think this simply isn't dangerous enough for me? Well, here's a solution. Use a lighter to heat up your eyelash curler. Your hair curling iron doesn't work without heat, so why should your eyelash curler? While stopped to refuel, we noticed this roadside zoo, which I wanted to go to, but they informed me at the gate that I had to buy a ticket inside the gas station. So I entered the gas station, where I found this amateur wax figure of a young Justin Bieber. Then I approached the alleged farm.
Hi there, you feel like old hay. This is so sad. They don't even give them deep conditioning treatments.
I took a mental measurement of this emu to use as a reference in future sewing tutorials, and also to see if it would fit in my RV. Yes, I briefly toyed with the idea of kidnapping this emu, but I think it had a good life at this farm. There were a lot of goats to play with.
Regular goat. Goats that look like my dad. Demon goat. Chewbacca goat. Giraffe goat. Democrat goat. Self-absorbed goat. Ooh, Triceratops. Barnabas, I thought you died. We had a whole funeral for you. I made a montage video.
Congratulations, Miss Tewers.
Is it a boy or a girl?
It's kind of hard to tell.
Barnabas, what are you doing here? Did you have a bad dream? It's okay. You can sleep with me. What are you doing here? Oh, what is touching my hand? Someone's been trying to Shawshank Redemption their way out of here. That's gonna be me in Florida. Is it Dad? It looks just like Dad and JJ. And everybody look at the camera. Me before makeup, me after makeup.
Now, at the beginning of this Georgia Zoo trip, all the animals were acting very kind and approachable, but by the end, they just acted aloof and mean. More like Regina, Georgia. Anyway, after that, we went to a McDonald's, and you know how I get at McDonald's. Since Micah and I get a little carried away when we're around each other, it was time to split up. So I got in the car with Grandpa JJ.
Oh my gosh, it's Chester Cheeto. Heist it.
Now, the audio in this clip was very bad, probably due to the Cheeto dust filling the air, but I was explaining that Grandpa JJ is an affectionate term due to the fact that his grandpa was one of the nicest men I ever met. And also, how can you not call him Grandpa?
Taking initiative? Check. Shoes without laces? Check. Sweater? Check. Grandpa approved.
Then I went on to explain why we were driving the Prius as opposed to towing it behind the camper, and that was we calculated out the gas prices, and economically, Priuses get such good gas mileage that it's just trust us.
In an effort to be productive whilst I drove, JJ came up with a system where he would read me the comments from my most recent video, and then I would tell him how to respond, and he would type out the response.
Wait, we're the same height, both born in May, and both live in Ohio.
Respond spooky with a small S, big P, little O, big O, little P, big Y.
She looks like a vampire with hard eyes.
Oh, you thought I looked like a vampire before?
Say, what blood type are you? ...
Bernadette Banner responded.
No.
Yep.
Hi, Bernadette Banner.
That night in a Walmart parking lot, Micah demanded that I capture an image of his mole.
Take a pic, get a close-up of it so that we can
Check it in a few years and see if it changes.
check it.
Then I listened to a podcast while the boys entertained themselves with manly things.
There are orbs in here, guys. Everybody on Instagram said Savannah's haunted.
By dust, I see dust. Sleeping bags kind of make me nervous.
To comfort Micah in this new sleeping bag situation, we decided to sing him a Christmas carol.
Children laughing, children laughing, children laughing, children laughing, children laughing, children laughing.
Then it was time to say our bedtime prayers.
God, please keep us safe and let the battery start in the morning. Thank you that we're here. Micah?
Jesus, you don't have to answer now, but what did you think of the new Star Wars movie? You can answer when I die.
The next day, we explored Savannah, beginning with the Savannah Historical Museum.
You know what I can't stand? What? Fake people. This place is full of fake people. Fake.
Then our northern eyes were exposed to the Forrest Gump bench.
JJ, could you change your name to Jenny?
Then I viewed some dresses worn by the founder of Girl Scouts, which 1, made me feel like a giant, and 2, ignited my passion for historical fashion.
This dress is so pretty, I really want to recreate it. This is my kind of section. Hair jewelry, hair decorations, hair wreaths.
I found Savannah to be a lot like Charleston in the way that the trees were old, the houses were old, and the people were old here too. Friends, now it is time for a segment I like to call Sketchy History, where I inform you about things you probably never heard of in school. This was the site of a 1700s homestead in Savannah, Georgia. Originally, the walls were made out of a plaster formed from potato chips, but years later, they discovered a new method.
Welcome to an authentic Georgian homestead house. The one you see here is made entirely of ABC gum. That stands for already been chewed. Come on inside. Due to climate change, it used to be a lot warmer in the south, so they didn't need fireplaces like these for heat. No, they had them for St. Nick. Back in the old days, Santa used to come 4 times a year. Let's go upstairs.
Up here, silly.
You may notice the entire upstairs structure is a triangle. That's because back from 1728 to 1739, everyone was part of the Illuminati.
Now over here you'll see a window. That's because ring lights hadn't been invented yet. So YouTubers of the day had shutters that opened up just like this to create fabulous lights.
Little known fact about this homestead right here, it is rumored that this is the location where Magic Mike was shot, but I wouldn't know that. I've never seen that movie. Now if you come up here on the roof, here we have an accurate colonial man.
More like Hansel and Gretel.
Homestead windows were also used to make animal calls, luring dinner onto the property.
Hi, kids! I'm Mickey Mouse! For my next DIY project, JJ and I are gonna collab and make a homestead house.
Get that tasteful pea shot.
I'm not gonna record you pee, Micah. That looks like something, but I can't put my finger on it.
I can.
We had a whole day to kill in Savannah, so I asked Instagram for suggestions about what we should do, and they were maybe less than helpful, but there was one that was sure to bring us a good time. Another Instagram suggestion was this ice cream place called Leopold's, which was next to a big sign that said SCAD, which reminded me of scabs, which reminded me of this time that this boy at camp picked his scab and threw it in my oatmeal, and I wanted to show that I wasn't a sissy, so I ate it.
Look, I really don't want to harp on the grandpa JJ thing, but he was eating Jell-O for dinner. Green Jell-O.
It's not my preferred color.
That night in a Cracker Barrel parking lot, I asked everyone who they could do the best impression of, and Micah said Kronk, and my dad said
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Get the chopper. That was a very, very good impression.
Kronk sounds like Obama.
That was Obama.
We are about to play Uno, but JJ's not playing because he says he's
Not aggressive enough to play.
Since the Cracker Barrel was closed and we were out of water bottles, I had to brush my teeth dry.
Are you taking a screenshot? Yeah. It's time to see where it all began. I don't know what began there. I just saw a sign that something began.
The St. Augustine fort was rad because it's about as historic a structure as you can get in the States, and I determined that next time I come, I will be wearing a 1600s costume. There are a lot of interesting things that happen on this day and on this trip that I didn't end up recording, but Micah did, so go subscribe to him for the whole story of this trip. He's better at making videos than I am. But anyway, I saw these people from a ledge and they were listening to a tour guide, but I wanted to give them a show, so I started dancing and they started clapping and egging me on, and I completely stole the show from the tour guide, and it was very immature of me, but Micah got that on video. Then we took another roid and went to a Mexican restaurant where everything was quite steamy and quite frankly haunted. This ghost was probably an accidental souvenir we picked up from Savannah. Then we hit up a 500-year-old business that deals with family crests. You look in a little book for your last name, which apparently mine doesn't exist, and then the woman looks up a picture and shows you your family crest. But the good thing about not having a real family crest is you can make up your own, and here's mine that I made on my iPad.
How long are the stoplights? Well, we just switched. I was in the driver's seat, now I'm in the passenger seat. My mom had this set up for me. It says, "Welcome, Micarah," but I didn't notice that. All I saw was this Santa she found in the dumpster. It says, "The Sandersons."
And then it was time to set up the plumbing, and then I remembered I was supposed to be impersonating Sophia Nygaard in these voiceovers.
It's like a gigantic bendy straw. Bendy straws are my favorite. Don't drink out of that bendy straw.
There were a few other items needing setup, but first I had to persuade a bee to let me through. And after all that was done, we went to Walmart, where my father was being very fatherly.
You need any protein?
Dad, if I need something, I will get it myself. I am a strong, independent, grown-butt woman. Let's check it out.
After some much-needed rest that night, it was time to set up the internet.
It's really a hassle trying to get internet set up, which is sort of important to me, so my dad's straightening that out right now. He's on the phone. Are you on hold?
Then I took over the call again, but spoiler alert, I never got internet connection. Still, though, this gentleman wanted a shout out, so.
I have to get a shout out for all the efforts that I put in.
The next day at a thrift store, I got some inspiration for my RV exterior. Then I went with my mom to her poop doctor appointment, which she shouldn't have had to go to because Micah taught her how, well, you know, I shouldn't be sharing this with any of you.
Just had Buffalo Wild Wings. It's the boys' last night in New York. Wait, what?
New York.
What is this place? We're talking about which YouTubers
Beautiful.
Micah and JJ are gonna marry, but I'm actually gonna blur it out and more your words.
Micarah, this is my chance.
It's weird.
This here is my chance.
Then don't you want to show your good side?
Which
Like-
is my good side?
Micah's gonna marry.
Janelle Eliana?
My dad said, don't get your hopes up
Apologize.
on that one.
I'm sorry, Micah.
JJ, please give me a hug. Thank you.
And JJ's gonna marry. Hey JJ, do something cute and grandfatherly so that I'll get more comments.
Well, here's something cute. Those of you who have followed my Instagram for a while know that for every subsequent 100,000 followers I get, my dear grandpa JJ makes me a gluten-free chocolate lava cake. And that night in the camper, I realized I don't have like any cooking supplies, so he plugged a whisk into a screwdriver and it actually worked.
It's supposed to be like that.
JJ, you need to cook it more.
That is a pretty little background. I'm gonna take here for an Instagram photo. What am I saying? What did I just say?
Remember earlier when I said cat people take their cats everywhere? Well, I was completely joking, but then this happened. Is it normal to bring your cat to a hotel? Or to put a leash on your cat and walk it around a campground?
Crane, how you doing? Are you alright? Are you Crane?
So, in summary, I live in my RV. I live in my RV.